Hello my friends, it's so very good to see you. I'm so excited to be crafting along with you again this morning, evening or afternoon, depending on wherever you are in the world you're joining me from. I'd love to know where you're joining me from today, so feel free to pop that into the comments below. And it's just so awesome that technology allows us all to gather together to craft. Isn't that just absolutely amazing? So today we are taking one last look at the Elegant Centerpiece dies. They are currently bundled in our summer savings event. All 3 dies for a 15% off savings, or if you're purchasing them singly, you are receiving those at a 10% savings until tomorrow evening at 11:59 p.m. So I wanted to show you one last project with it. Our last project we did, we were creating Christmas. We were still celebrating Christmas in July. Today I wanted to show you a summery or springtime creation with a beautiful wild aster. If you are new to flower shaping, you are going to love the wild aster. It's super easy, a fantastic beginner flower if you're new to your flower shaping adventures, or for the seasoned crafter, it's just a favorite that you're going to pull out time and time again from your crafty stash. So let's pop on over to the work surface and take a peek at what we're going to be looking at today. So this is the card we're going to be working today. As I mentioned, it's something super bright, summery. I just wanted to end off with a little bit less Christmas and show you how well these dies work for any occasion. Good morning, Marla. It's so good to see you, my friend. I'm so glad we get to craft together today. Hello, Linda from Texas. Wonderful to see you as well. The wild asters, you love them, Marla? Yes, they are so easy to make and they are so beautiful, so realistic too. Aren't they just absolutely amazing? Hello, Kathy from Ohio. It's good to see you. I'm so glad you're able to craft with me this morning. So today we're going to be taking a peek at the Elegant Heart Centerpiece die. This is the one we're going to use to create this beautiful border around the card that we're creating today. We're also going to be using the simple centerpiece. I want to show you how easy it is to use this to create a card base, as well as some layering techniques, as well as creating some frames. This is a wonderful, wonderful die cut collection here. You can see that they nest in so many different sizes. Just a fantastic collection to have in your stash if you don't own this one already as well. And then of course we have the Simply Elegant Centerpiece die, which we used last week. I can give you a quick reminder what that project looked like. This is the project that we worked on last week. You can see how that beautiful die cut is used for a background layering. So again, you can use these dies in so many different ways. It's absolutely amazing. They mix and match together perfectly. So again, just a really great bundle at a really great price point to be snatching those up today. Good morning, Debbie from Delaware. It's good to see you. Leanne, my friend, it's wonderful that you have time to join me as well. Ivor from Sweden, it's wonderful to see you, my friend. Okay, so I have gone ahead and actually created the card base and some of the layering pieces here that I wanted to share with you. The card base, if you're not familiar with how to create a card base like this, it's super simple. I'm going to pull out my collection here of dies. This is just a piece of cardstock that I have folded in half. You just need it large enough to fit this die. So I used a 12 by 12 paper folded in half, 6 by 6, and it worked beautifully. You're just going to pop this so that the top is slightly over your fold, because what's that going to do is that's going to ensure that you're not cutting it up there, and you're going to land up, when you run it through your die cutting, you're going to land up with this beautiful shaped card base. So again, super quick and easy. Friends and family, people who receive card bases created like this, are always so amazed when they have a shaped card base. They're always super intrigued, right? So it's a great way to create some wow factor. I've gone ahead and used my Aster collection, paper collection. I've used some greens in this instance. All we're going to do is, this is the next size down from what we created the card base from, and we're just going to go ahead and layer this up here. And you can see how beautifully these are going to nest and matte so very quickly and easily. Make sure you'll notice that when I opened up my card base before I went and applied this first layer, it becomes critically important when you're going to start using those layers with the sentiment on them. You want to make sure that you have your card in the correct orientation. Speaking from experience, before you create your card upside down and vice versa. Of course, if you were to do that, you would just cut off the top here and start with a fresh card base and layer your beautiful piece that you'd created on top already. There's always a fix. We just always have to remember embellishment opportunities. The next thing we're going to do is I went ahead and used the next size down to create another mat. I've gone ahead and used my sentiment die here as well. This takes a little bit of pre-planning that you don't see here when we're live. But what I've gone ahead and done is I've layered all of my pieces before I've stamped my sentiment like this, so that I know exactly where my sentiment is going to land up going. So that's something that you don't see here in the process because we just simply don't have time to show you all of that. But that's how I go ahead and add my sentiment. I have the Misty tool that goes and allows me to add my sentiment exactly where I'm needing it with great precision. Helps me get those sentiments on straight as well. So again, I'm just using my Dries Clear adhesive to layer these together. It's a great adhesive that if you are going to get a little bit of a smudge, it dries clear, so you're not going to get those unsightly black marks that we're used to from so many other types of adhesives. So there you can see I've gone ahead and added that layer. Super quick and easy. You're just running these through your cutting machines and layering them super quick and easy. Good morning, Valerie. Good to see you. Marlon, my friend, good to see you from Prince Edward Island. Pam, you have created quite a few upside down cards. I hear you. Girl, when I'm in a hurry, that's when these sorts of things happen. So you are in good company. The next thing I want to do is I want to show you this Elegant Hearts die. This is what it's going to look like when you're going to receive it, okay? Don't do this. I left this way so I could kind of give you a little tip. If you are new to die cutting and you're going to be cutting some of these beautiful intricate dies, you're going to realize that once in a while you have a buildup of paper in here. Make sure you clean this each and every time when you're die cutting, because what happens is if I were to leave this here, it gets incredibly hard for this die to cut through all of the sections. You're going to have these paper filled areas not cut properly. You're not going to be able to pop out those little bits you're not wanting in there. So again, if you're wanting a beautiful, crisp, clean die cut each and every time, make sure you are cleaning your intricate dies. That is a tip for sure that makes die cutting and your life so much easier. So to create this beautiful frame that we're going to go ahead and use today, I've gone ahead and used these two together. If I did not put in this centerpiece, I would have a solid piece of white here in the center. This is what's going to allow that center portion to cut out. Of course, you could definitely add in these centerpieces if you wanted, but for today's project, I just wanted a really pretty frame. I've also gone back to my simple centerpiece and created a frame. I wanted to really offset the center here and have it have a unique look in the center. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've used two of these smaller size frames from within that simple Elegant Centerpiece. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to try and position this and try and do this watching my camera so that I'm not getting into your way. And I want to inset this into the center before I go ahead and add that die cut. It's a lot easier to do this before than it is after, but it totally can be done after if you forget to do this step. I've done it that way as well. And now we're just going to kind of try and have this slide into place. I'm just going to pop that in there. And I kind of have an idea that's where it's supposed to be, so I'm just going to remove that frame and then get this to stick down. And then you're going to see later on how this is now going to appear to have that beautiful green frame in the center. The other thing I've gone ahead and done with this one is I've gone ahead and I have used some dimensional foam tape on the back. Now you're going to find these on the website as well at www.heartfeltcreations.us. I love this skinny white foam tape because it does these sorts of die cuts so beautifully. Now we're going to painfully watch me try and remove these paper pieces here. So I'm curious, how many of you have these Elegant Centerpiece dies already? How many of you have them on your wish list? Will you be using some of these to do your holiday card creating? Or what's your favorite style card to create with these? Birthday cards. They're so perfect for every occasion. You can't go wrong with the beautiful shapes in these gorgeous, gorgeous dies. We're around that center there. I'm going to go around here, this center as well. Lucille, hello from Arkansas. You're so happy to learn these tutorials. Oh, I'm so glad you find these helpful. Are you new to your crafting journey? Or have you been crafting for a while? There we go. We're almost done here. Almost all the way around. There we go. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop this back into frame. I'm going to try and get this on here straight while I'm watching the camera. I think we're pretty good. There we go. So now we've added a little bit of dimension as well to our pieces here. So this card is going to have that pop-up dimension as well. Next thing we're going to do is we want to embellish with some beautiful asters. So I have the pieces I'm going to be using here. Of course, we have the Wild Aster. It comes in all of these different sizes with a single leaf here as well. Beautiful, easy to color, easy to hand shape. I'm going to show you how to hand shape these today. Of course, the coordinating dies allow for us to have that perfect die cut each and every time. We're going to use the Wild Aster spray as well. We're going to be using this little kind of baby's breath element as well as this larger aster spray as well. I also wanted to remind you the Holly Berry spray. We've been using this quite a bit in our Christmas creations. This isn't really just for Christmas though. I love this leafy accent to add into floral clusters as well. I would even add these into floral clusters even though it's a holly berry leaf. I'm not too worried. Most of the time you can kind of cover up that foliage. We could have definitely put a large aster over here and you would be having these beautiful whimsical airy pieces that add so much beauty to your floral clusters as well. So just because a collection is labeled something for Christmas, think outside the box in ways to use these in different times of the year for sure. Marlon, you say you're going to do some Christmas cards for sure. Awesome. Be sure to share that with us. Lorna, you have the 3 dies in this set and you just love them. Awesome. That is just so great to hear. Awesome. Okay. So I've gone ahead and stamped our Wild Asters in Vibrant Fuchsia. That's a beautiful, beautiful bright pink. We're going to go ahead and grab some Buttercup. And we're going to just go ahead and add some to the center. Now I'm going to pull it down through parts of my petals because I want that color to meet the pink peony color that we're going to be adding next. That's going to give us an interesting blend that's almost like a very light orange, but it's a beautiful hue because we want to kind of mix and meld our colors down on this creation today. Next color I'm going to go ahead and add is I'm going to use the Pink Peony. I love this. Very super pretty pink. I'm going to go in and just do around where we just did. I'm going to go into some of that buttercup, and you can see there how we are having a color blend. Let's see if I can get that up closer for you. You can see there's a color blend there that's almost starting to look like a sunset orange. That's kind of the idea we're going for in this aster. Okay, so again, we're going to have some beautiful pinks. We're going to have that subtle orange, and then you get that pop of yellow in the center. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to go back to that vibrant fuchsia that we stamped the flower in, and we are just going to go ahead and meet where we did the Pink Peony. This one I'm just doing the tips and ever so slightly into the Pink Peony because this is a color that will overpower your Pink Peony color, so I'm just kind of keeping it there at the end. And you can see how that's going to be just beautiful in the end. Of course, we have our leaf here. I've gone ahead and stamped that one in the olive color. I'm going to go ahead and color it in with some leaf green. I'm just going to go in with my daubers, circular motion, and just add a base color of that leaf green. There you can see how quickly and easily that's done. I'm then going to go back in with my olive and just add a hint here and there to give that leaf a little bit of extra definition. And you can see how those two colors have now created such a beautiful leaf. Good morning, Estella, my friend. It's so good you get to see us. Mary, hello, hello. Good to see you. Must be bad weather, keeps freezing for a few seconds. No, we have good weather here, so it could be any connection along the way, but don't worry, the replay will be available for you and it should be good to go. This is the holly berry spray that I've gone ahead and used. I've gone ahead and inked that in Vivid Chartreuse. You'll notice this one you don't have to color. That is a single stamp that is ready to go. I've gone ahead and done this one here. You can just barely see it. That is the Aster spray. I've gone ahead and done that one in New Sprout because I want that one to appear more whitish, almost like baby's breath. And here we have this beautiful large spray. We'll quickly color up parts of this because I really want to show you this is just as easy as it is to color up the flowers that we just did. I know sometimes we get a little bit intimidated when we're coloring up an image like this. But again, we're just going to do the same technique that we went ahead and did. You'll notice that I've stamped it in the same vibrant fuchsia. You would not even notice that it's been stamped in the vibrant fuchsia by the time you've colored the entire thing up. We're just going to color a portion of it for right now, just for time's sake. I'm going to go back in with that Pink Peony. I'm going to do that same technique of just going around, hitting a little bit of that buttercup, so we're getting that mixing of color. And then we're going to go back in once again with that vibrant fuchsia and finish off the tips. So you can see how quickly and easily this colors up with inks as well. If you're a colorist, you could most definitely be coloring this as well with your favorite markers, colored pencils. Here we're going to go ahead and add our leaf green. And we'll just color up this portion here. You can see, same way as we did the other previous leaf, I'm going to go ahead and add that little bit of darker olive, and you can see how quickly and easily those supporting die cuts color up as well. Next thing we would do is we would run this through our die cutting machine, and we land up with all of these beautiful die cuts. And here's our large one. There we are. Now, the one thing I like to do with my asters is I really like to darken the tips of them. It gives them such a beautiful definition. So I'm going to go ahead with the color to add an additional color, I'm going to go ahead and add in some cactus flower. Cactus flower is a really nice bright purple. And this one has been done already, but I'm just going to use a little bit more and just flick the edges of those petals, and you're going to have these beautiful tips that are just going to pop on your card. Next comes the shaping. Shaping the aster is super quick and easy. We'll start with the large one here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to use a tiny spritz of water. Now I've used our deluxe flower shaping paper, which has been specifically engineered to take that tiny bit of water that you're needing to do the flower shaping. And as you can see, I'm just taking my stylus and moving it up to the center of the flower to get these leaves to curl. That little bit of water is allowing me to break the fibers. This creates a really nice strong flower for mailing later on. They turn really nice and crunchy hard, and they mail really well. So we've got the second size here. We'll do the same thing, tiny spritz of water. The other thing that the deluxe flower shaping paper does is it keeps your colors vibrant and beautiful. It doesn't fade. It's got that really beautiful coloring to it that it keeps with the dyes. And we've got the one last tiny one here. There we go. Super simple, super quick and easy. The leaves are no different. We're going to give them a spritz of water as well. I'm just going to run my stylus tool down towards the bottom of the leaf. Pop that over. I'm going into the front, so I'm going to have a glue point later on to add that to my design. Same thing with this one here. Again, just a little bit of pressing down. And beautifully shaped as well. I'm going to do the same thing to this guy here, this larger one, just so it has a tiny bit of shape just here and in the leaves. You can see, quick and easy. I need my glue points, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that down, and that is now ready as well. So we're going to bring back our card base. I did something different on this card than I usually do. I have a tendency to always build my clusters on this side of the card. So today I opted to try and do something different. I let this piece dictate how this floral cluster was going to go ahead and turn out. And you can see how beautifully it's designed to actually arch over just like that. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to grab my hot glue gun here, just because for time it works a little bit faster for you guys to see the finished project if we use some hot glue. So I'm just going to very carefully go and set that where I want that to be. And we'll move it up and around to make sure that our sentiment is still visible. And there you can see how that's now going to dictate the shape that's going to go around our card here as well. Building the asters is super quick and easy. I like to use 2 of the same size petals and layer them up, just offsetting so that they're looking like a full flower. And you can see how beautifully they nest together and come together. The other thing I love to do with the aster is I love to kind of twist some of these leaves or sorry, some of these petals, just so that it has a little bit of personality, that they are doing kind of their own thing. It's so common that you'll see an aster or a daisy having some petals that aren't perfect in it, right? So that's the look that I'm trying to recreate here as well. We are going to create a double mid-sized flower here as well. And again, just simply by offsetting those petals, we're getting that beautiful full look. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and bend some of those into some interesting shapes, just so that they aren't totally perfect and they have that look of that realistic flower. We have some beautiful singles that we're going to be just leaving as they are. These are beautiful little singles that work so beautifully as little accent flowers. If you're looking for a pointy tipped flower in your creation, the aster is a great choice as well. So we're going to start building our flower cluster here. I'm going to go ahead and start grabbing some of my leaves here. You'll see I have a bunch of them that I've gone ahead and pre-shaped ahead of time. And we're just going to kind of start looking at how we want to put our main aster here on the card. So probably something like this around the main aster. I love to do two of the original aster leaves. So I'm going to kind of put one up in here, and we're going to do another one kind of up in there, and see how that's coming together. There you can see that very nicely. We'll kind of toggle him off to the side a little bit. We have a little bit of forgiveness there with the glue not drying immediately. And we've got our large flower like that there. I like to go ahead and actually cut these apart. I just find that gives you so many different ways that you can use these in, and the different sizes that you're needing. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to tuck, I think we're going to tuck that one off in the back there because it's kind of large to be near our sentiment. So I think we're going to kind of actually tuck it back in there. And then it looks like we've got some baby's breath going on. I'm going to go ahead and add my large aster here because I'm happy with the way that's going to come together. I'm going to keep it off to the side to make sure that my sentiment is still visible and it's not overpowering it there. I'm going to go ahead and add another aster leaf here. Kind of tuck it in here at the bottom. Just like that. Going to go ahead and grab some of this greenery. And we're just going to pop that up in there. I'm going to start adding some of our smaller flowers. Just like that. You can kind of tuck some of your flowers behind. They don't always grow in front of everything. Sometimes you want to cluster them behind. We're going to go ahead and add some more leaves down in here. Now we're going to be working on our middle-sized flower. So we're going to make sure that we've got some leaves here as well. That's going to land up being somewhere in there like that. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off here once again. And we're going to kind of tuck that in there so we've got some airy baby's breath happening here at the bottom as well. Try and balance out our cluster like that. We're going to go ahead and add our small flower. Just there like that, or our mid-size, I guess I should say. We're going to go ahead and add another one from our Christmas collection here. Kind of tuck that in here behind everything. So we have some of that green, bright green happening there. Just like that. And then we want to add a few of our single small flowers as well. I'm going to go ahead and lift this leaf up ever so slightly so we can get that one behind there. As I mentioned earlier, we can have some behind. And we'll do one more. One more up in here. Like that. And then we've got one more small flower that we're going to go ahead and add up in here. I think we'll do like this. Now we have these tiny little bits that we're going to want to add as well. So we will tuck some of this baby's breath in to various places as well so that we have that represented everywhere. Just like that. And we'll pop some up in there. And you can see how quickly and beautifully the aster cluster comes together. It's a really fantastic flower that works together to create something super, super quickly. Now for the centers, we are going to be using some prills. I'm just going to pop this off to the side here. I have decided to use the Go Mango prills, so that's what we're going to use today. For the asters, I really like to use my hot glue gun to do the centers. I like to just puddle up a really nice sized dome like that, and then just go ahead and sprinkle my prills onto that, and it's going to give us a really, really pretty center. I'm going to let that set for just a second and show you what it looks like on the finished card here. There you can see how beautifully that glue kind of makes that gorgeous rounded center there for you. So again, super realistic way of creating a gorgeous aster with the prills, especially this Go Mango. It's a beautiful, beautiful bright yellow color. So we're just going to go ahead and tidy those up. And of course, our last step is always some glitter. So what I opted to do with this one is I decided to go with a pink glitter. This is the Baby's Breath. It's the ultra fine. It of course dries, when used with the Dries Clear adhesive, it's going to have a beautiful pink shimmer to it that isn't super overpowering. I like to just go ahead and use a piece of Hydra Sponge. I like to apply my glue onto there. And then what I like to go ahead and do is just start hitting the areas lightly where I want that little bit of glitter to land up. So leaves, flower petals, baby's breath, I want that all to have that beautiful shine that we're all used to. And of course, the pink is going to match beautifully with the color aster that we created today. So there you can see, once that's going to dry, it's going to have that beautiful shimmer and shine. It won't have that white glue appearance. It's going to have, this is the finished one, you can see it's just going to have that beautiful pink shimmer that adds that wow factor to your cards. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Remember that summer savings promotion is running until tomorrow night, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or while supplies last. And remember, if you're an insider member, you are able to use your 20% discount on top of that promotion. How exciting, and where do you get to use a discount on top of a promotion? So that is a great perk to our insider membership. If you are not an insider member, we would love to tell you a little bit more about that. We're going to pop a link for you below to check that out. A few of the perks include 20% off of your purchases. You are also going to have early access to see new collections. You have access to all of our classes, our online classes. Regular retail of $29.99 each for free for the duration of your membership. And of course, our US friends have free shipping with no minimum amount on your order. And international friends are offered a 20% discount as well. So again, be sure to check out the Insider membership. It is a great, great program. And yes, thanks so much for joining me today, for taking time out of your busy day to craft together. I can't wait to see what you're going to create. I hope you've been inspired. Take care, my friend. We'll see you again soon. Bye.